Welcome to the podcast from a St. Louis Sportist, an occasionally smart, always irreverent look at sports in St. Louis and beyond. And now, your St. Louis Sportists.
Hello and welcome to the podcast from the St. Louis Sportist. My name is Ron Cook, and I am joined by Joe Sperlin.
Glad to be here in the new studio that we finally got finished up this weekend.
You know, we heard some listener and viewer comments about your background, and it's good to see that you took action. You took that to heart.
Yeah, got that done this weekend, long weekend. So.
Well, nicely done. A DIY project.
Yes.
Lots of construction. Lots of trips to Home Depot.
Tom Mathis?
Hey, hello, everyone. Just want to pass along, if you're able to walk and swing your leg, Mizzou has an opening for a kicker. So come on out. They'll give you a tryout.
You know, Mike Leach did that. Remember when he had open tryouts in the student body one day? Not far
right
off
up his
there.
alley.
Absolutely. And Keith Farrell.
Hey, cheers, everyone. Glad to be here.
Oh, the St. Louis Sportists are brought to you by First Coast Steel Buildings. Jason and his team will take great care of you, and you will hear a little bit more about them in the middle of our episode. And we would like to let you know that we are on X, Facebook, Blue Sky, and our website is STL Sportists. That's SPORTISTS.com. And if you could leave us a review or a comment or anything like that, that really helps us out. So as we did last week with our college football preview, we are foregoing the quick hits because this week is the NFL preview extravaganza, delivered in the form of 20 questions. And here to play the role of provocateur this week, a sportist who has disavowed the NFL, and I understand why. Mr. Tom Mathis.
Okay, let's get this over with quickly. Give it its due time.
Spirit.
All right, let's start with the local one, the Kansas City Chiefs. Their win total, over or under 11.5. Joe?
I am not here to bury the Chiefs, but however, I'm not here to praise them either. So I don't want to be the one that says it's over, but I'm going to go under, but I'm going to still say 10 or 11 wins. And then I can give my reasons here later.
Okay, Keith?
I am going to be the optimist, and I think they're going to hit number 12. I don't think they're going to go over 12, but I think that's going to put them in a good position. I think what happened last year, little cutesy, a little bit too much. I don't know, what do you call that, Ron? Just their offense just sputtered over cute stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if they would just get back to, the run and gun,
Let Patrick be Patrick.
let Patrick be Patrick.
Sounds like a bumper sticker.
Yes. And let Pacheco take the ball. And hey, listen, I think they're poised. Kelsey's last year, I think he's got something to prove too after a substandard performance. So this is going to be a bounce back year for him. And I know they went to the Super Bowl and all that sort of jazz, but 12 wins is going to be what they're going to get.
Okay, Ron?
Under.
Under?
That's it. Yeah. Shoot.
So we were talking that a lot of times when these dynasties collapse, like your Steelers or your Niners, they won't do it by missing the playoff by like a game. They'll win 6 games. I don't think that's going to be the case this year, but man, if you look at that schedule the Chiefs have, those first 8 games or so, tough. Not really a break. So under.
All right. Okay, let's go to Aaron Rodgers. He's got a new team this year. How many games will he play, and how many touchdown passes will he have? Keith, let's start with you.
Well, he's got a history of being a playing. You take that Achilles injury out, he plays. And then, I did a small analysis on his career, and I think he's 16 games. I think he shoots 30 touchdown passes.
Did you run a 1 or 2 tail test and a regression analysis?
No.
Hmm.
Just a hunch test.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ron.
Yeah, they make us take 9 hours of stats in the marketing major in Missouri State. 17 games. He will play 17 games, and I'm going to go over Keith. He will throw 34 touchdowns.
Wow, that's pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
especially on the
game.
Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe.
Ron is 41 years old, will be 42 in December, and the people that will be chasing him is not good. He will only make it about half the year and throw 12 touchdown passes.
Ooh.
People will be jumping off the bridge.
Which one? There's a lot in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Let's start with Ron on this one. Who you got for league MVP?
I am going to shock everyone, and my guess will be wrong, but it just feels right after last Saturday. I got to take an LSU guy, and it's not Joe Burrow. It's Justin Jefferson.
Wow.
Oh.
I think he has the chance to be most of the offense for the Vikings.
Well, someone's got to throw him the ball.
I thought
Yep.
you
He
were
can
gonna
throw it
say
to
Joe
himself.
Burrow just so you could say Joe
That's Tom
Burrow.
Brady's X1.
Oh, Jefferson was on that team too. Fine wide receiver, part of a multi-pronged attack. That's 3 weeks in a row for a Ned impersonation, by the way.
We're going to have to make that its own segment.
Ed says.
Okay, Joe, who you got?
This is probably showing my hand on a lot of things here coming on, but I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Like I said,
Excellent.
showing my hand on future picks here.
You and I might agree on some things coming up.
Okay, Keith, who you got?
Well, I know that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson were neck and neck in the preseason running for MVP. I'm going to go with the top 5 pick, but I'm going to go with what I have. The guy leading the team to 12 wins. That's Patrick Mahomes. If they're gonna win those 12 games and they're gonna lead the Chiefs back to the promised land, he's gonna have to play MVP football.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. How about first coach fired for Joe?
You know, there's those certain guys you sit there and thought, and I kind of looked at some teams that kind of there in the middle, and I thought about that dude from Miami who probably, if he doesn't do anything, needs to get fired. But I went with Raheem Morris for Atlanta. And it's not that he's going to do a bad job. It's just somebody's got to take the fall, and unfortunately, it's going to be him.
It's his second year.
And then,
This is the third year, right? Or is this?
You're investing your future in Michael Penix.
Yeah.
All right, Keith, who you got for first coach fired?
Well, I'm going out west, and I'm going to say Arizona Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon. He's 12-22 in his first 2 years. He was 4-13 and 2 years ago, 8-9 last year. But listen to these first couple games that they have. They've got New Orleans, Carolina, 49ers, Seattle, and Tennessee. If they don't have more than 2 wins, if they lose that Tennessee game, he's history.
Yeah.
If they have a losing record, they lose to Tennessee, he's done.
You really did.
You can't recover from that.
You did do your homework.
That is good. That is good information right there.
Okay. Nice. I don't know if anybody would be shocked, but I don't know who most of these people are. So,
That's why. Well, you're really not going to know mine because I'm not sure I'm pronouncing his name right.
all right. Who is it?
Shane Steichen. He's with the Colts.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I believe that there are multiple college teams with better quarterbacks than the Colts have right now.
Oh, yes.
And when you're talking about some of the people that they're talking about, like Daniel Jones being potential. You're just, it's a recipe for disaster. I see them having a potential and something start.
And Jim Irsay is not there to protect him.
Correct.
I'm kind of surprised nobody said Brian Schottenheimer, but I can see Jerry doing that. All right, let's go. Keith, you're up with Shadar Sanders. Pass attempts.
Well, he was listed as the third string quarterback. He's behind first string quarterback Joe Flacco. But he seems like he's been around for a long time. I think that's a problem for Shador. I think Flacco is a steady quarterback. I'll say pass attempts because Flacco will find himself on his back and he won't be able to finish a couple games. I'll say 150 pass attempts.
Whoa. Wow. Okay. Ron?
I say he starts the last 3 games of the year when all hope is lost in Cleveland, which some might argue is where they are right now. But I'm going to say 98 attempts in his 3 starts.
All right.
I'm gonna go again with Flacco. I did that on purpose. 40 years old. 40 years old. He won't make it the entire year. I'm going to say about halfway. Then they'll kind of give Gabriel and Sanders split time. So I'm going to go in between you guys. I'm going to say 100. Gabriel and Flacco or Sanders, they'll just kind of rotate them in there.
So you're doing the Price is Right strategy. I like that.
Yes.
Joe doesn't like the old quarterbacks. He doesn't like Avon and
Hey,
it's straight up ageism, Tom.
Yeah,
it is.
It's like Brett Favre said when he was getting 40. You can do the same things. You just can't do it as fast and as good, and you can't recover.
Otherwise,
Otherwise, everything's the same.
Yeah, you think you can do it, you just can't.
Yeah. I can imagine it being that good at some point in your life and then getting older and not being able to do it. It's got to be rough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go
older
back
is
to the
rough.
Chiefs. Who we got for their leading rusher this year? Ron, you're up.
I went against the grain, so to speak. And funny story, last year, Mr. Farrell here drafted Pacheco and had him. And in the first game, he was doing great. And Keith developed this little...
Go, Pacheco.
Mm-hmm.
Go. It was, yeah.
And then he broke his leg, at which point some of us smart Alex started saying, "Oh no, Pacheco. Oh no."
Pacheco.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Pacheco.
And so now I understand people aren't going to break their legs every year, but given durability, I am going to shock the world and say Kareem Hunt is actually going to be the Chiefs' leading rusher.
Okay. Joe, how about you?
Go Pacheco needs to be the Chiefs' leading rusher for them to have a good year, I think.
Okay. Keith, who you got?
I agree. I think Pacheco.
Why even ask him?
Pacheco's got to be the guy. He's
What round did you draft him this year? 5th again?
I didn't.
You didn't draft? You didn't? Shocking.
I went running back, top heavy. I did not go Pacheco. Someone else grabbed him before I nabbed up this little fella.
Little fella.
Where do you go? Idaho or something like that?
Rutgers?
Oh, you go Rutgers?
Rutgers, I believe Rutgers.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, you'll go first on this one. The NFL's leading rusher.
I'm going to show my hand again here in the future picks. Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
He's a large man.
I had that and marked it out.
There's nothing better than to watch his high school highlights of people trying to tackle him when he was in high school.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Just
guys try
bounce
to
off
tackle
of
him in the NFL.
Yep. All right, Keith, who you got?
Well, I definitely thought Derrick Henry, and I loved the pick, but I think they might limit his attempts, his run attempts. as long as they keep on winning. And I think they're just going to probably, hopefully, preserve him for the end of the year because, I mean, he does more punishing than gets punishment. But I'm going to say Saquon Barkley. I mean, I don't see anyone stopping him. And he's such a good runner.
And he has those long runs.
Oh, God, he gets those runs.
He gets the home run.
And the Philadelphia offensive line just continues to get these holes for him to run through, and he's not missing them.
Okay, Ron, who you got?
Well, as I showed Keith, I did have Henry, and then I marked through it because I am going with Mr. Ginty from the Raiders because despite the fact that, Joe, I remember your daughter laughing at the offensive. What was the quote last year when you attended the Raiders game in person? Their offensive line is really bad.
Yeah. She said they're bad.
Yeah,
I believe that's the exact quote.
But I'm going with Pete Carroll being ground Pete because we know he liked his rushing attacks everywhere he has been. So I'm going out of the box a little.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, back to the Chiefs. Keith, Travis Kelce, over under catches. He really had 90 or 97 last year.
I had to double verify that because I looked it up on Pro Football Reference and I'm like, that can't be right. And I looked at 2 other websites and yes, he did.
Wow. Well, that's
so
kind of shocking.
He was
Me too.
He was on Boom Football last year, which was my fantasy team. So I got to watch him very closely. I got to share frustrations with a lot of other fantasy owners.
And profanity.
Good call. Yeah. Like I ever cussed before. Come on. I think he's going to have a big year. I think this is his last year. I think the Taylor hoopla is a little bit behind him. Purdy's done a lot of extra working out on his on the non-football stuff and keeping his body in shape this year. So I'm gonna pick the over on both categories. And again, that goes along with he has to have a season for Kansas City to have a season.
All right, Ron?
I agree with everything he said, except you said this Taylor hoopla. Who's that?
Taylor.
Yeah. I agree with everything he said. The only thing that scares me is they talked about all the work he'd done in the offseason, and the last person we said that about was Nolan Arenado, and we've seen how that goes. So, but still, I'm thinking over.
Over. Okay,
I'm
Joe?
going to go partly with that deal I was saying about the under on the Chiefs doing that. It's going to because Kelce just, once again, is not going to stay healthy. And I agree with Keith. It just is going to be this, for some reason, this is going to be it for him. I can't imagine what else he has lined up, but this will be it.
I thought you were going to be an ageist again.
Yeah.
So you're going under on both?
37?
37 is correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Joe,
That's
are you
under on both?
I'm going to go under on both. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Ooh,
All
look at
right.
that. My backdrop lightning is going well. Okay. Under.
All right. AFC
I didn't think that would work this week.
Ron.
It did. I'm going to steal Joe Sperlin's thunder and go with the Baltimore Ravens. I'll use the old Bum Phillips. They've knocked on the door. They've banged on the door. This year, they're kicking the son of a beep in.
Joe, is that your pick?
I will agree. They have made some improvements that the other teams in the AFC have not. So,
okay. Keith, Chiefs?
Well, it's going to happen in that Baltimore-Kansas City AFC Championship game as Pacheco's going to run the ball down to the 1-yard line on the very last play of the game there to throw a touchdown to Kelce to win. So, but from the MVP, Patrick Mahomes.
And Keith will just be sitting there with a snifter of brandy going exactly as I knew it would happen.
swirling this brandy.
Swirling the brandy. Yeah.
All right, Joe,
That
let's
might
go
be
with
the
you.
title. Swirling the brand.
I'm still the Philadelphia.
All right, Keith, who you got?
Well, I looked up and down that list today, and I did not see anyone actually coming close to beating Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia, it's going to be, this is their year to go back to the Super Bowl.
Ron?
Keith Farrell's lovely wife, Amy, is a bit of a conspiracy theorist, and I don't think she would mind me telling the world that. But she believes firmly in the color of the Super Bowl logo giving a hint to the script. And if you look at the logo, watch the Detroit Lions.
Oh,
I had them written down right here as a close second.
They have
That is
some
good,
offense. They have some offense.
But didn't they lose their coordinator this year? I think they lost their coordinator. Not that it matters.
Yeah. It's in the script.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
It's in the script.
he went to the Bears, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. All right, so Super Bowl champions, and let's start with Keith.
Well, you got the league MVP. You've got one of the top rushers, and you got your tight end that's going to catch 100 passes this year, and I think that's going to lead. It's going to lead us to a Chiefs win, but that might be the end of the dynasty after that.
And they all retire.
Yeah,
en masse.
Together.
Mhm.
Starting with Andy Reid.
Yep.
Andy Reid's going to walk out and take the ball from Patrick Mahomes, and Travis Kelce are going to walk off the field at the same time.
It'll be like that picture of Pujols, Molina, and Wainwright.
Yeah.
We have
I
to
have
call
that right
NBC
here.
and make sure that happens.
That doesn't surprise me, Tom.
As I said, Tom, I showed my hand early, but I'm going with Baltimore.
That's mine as well.
All right. I think I could have wrote down all three of your answers on that one.
Mhm.
All right. So Travis Hunter, more snaps on offense or defense? Ron?
One of the sportists, I believe it was Keith or Doug, I get you guys mixed up, said that the offensive coordinator, it was Doug, I think, for the Jaguars this year does like his slot receivers. And with this being a hinge year for their quarterback, I think they're going to try to give that handsome young man all of the help he can get. So I think he is going to play a lot of slot receiver. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets between 60 and 80 catches as a receiver. I am going offense. I drafted him on my fantasy team. He'd better get that much.
Going back up,
Ron, I will 100% agree with you. And if he doesn't get that many snaps, then that tells you they are going to go on beyond Trevor Lawrence.
But yeah, Mr. Lawrence, yes.
Yeah.
Keith?
Well, he is. I had to do a little bit of homework because I wasn't quite sure where things were happening with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to the Jacksonville site to look at their depth chart. It's not out yet. It's late in the season. They don't have the depth chart, so I had to go trust the ESPN. ESPN has him listed as a starter at wide receiver and as a backup at cornerback.
There you go.
So I'm just playing logic and saying he's going to have more offensive snaps.
So they're Belichicking their draft chart or their depth chart.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Well, that's the top team like that needs to.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's going to get some play on both sides of the ball, though.
I
do
agree.
think, they seem thin at cornerback. They have a 1 year. They have a sophomore playing this year as a starting cornerback. So I can see him.
I can see him as a dime back.
I can see him doing. I can see him playing both sides of the ball. I mean, that'll be quite fascinating. But hell, you're 23 years old. You should be able to do that, right?
Yeah. Reverse
Okay.
ageism.
Yeah. So the next question made me very sad because I didn't know Tom Dempsey didn't hold the record for longest field goals anymore. So kind of upset about that. The Justin Tucker 66-yard field goal record fall this season. Joe, let's start with you.
Yes, it's going down. There's too many guys just hammering the ball. I mean, they're hitting 60-yarders, and they're going, that would have been good from 74.
Keith?
Yeah, it's going down for sure. There's a kid in Jacksonville. Apparently, he hit a 70-yarder in preseason. And Jacksonville has nothing to lose. They need this type of stuff. They're yeah. So and then the guy out in up in Detroit, Jake Bates, he hit a 64 yarder in the UFL last year, and he's playing in a dome. I mean, how can he screw that up? Well, he can screw it up. Then I just saw a guy, God, I forget his name. He was begging the coach to go in. I think it was a Cleveland kicker. He was begging the coach to go in and kick his like 68-yarder, and they're like, no. But yeah, to your point, Joe, there's enough guys that have enough leg that can make it happen.
Yeah, the dude at Dallas. I mean, he could do it too.
Yeah. So you see these guys have the ability to do it. I mean, it's hitting the top of the net from 60 yards out, which is a chip shot now. So I think a lot of these guys, this is the year for it to happen.
Which is exactly the reason it won't. It stands for the entire year.
Ron, have you ever heard Kiffin and Feinbaum talk about when he tried the 75-yard field goal with the Raiders?
No.
As he said, one of the reasons Feinbaum likes bringing that up to remind Kiffin why he got fired from the NFL, too.
Those two.
Yeah.
Okay. Team with the worst record and the first overall pick for this year. Keith.
Well, I don't think there's any question that Tennessee is they're going to earn that award again this year.
It's very confident.
Yeah. Well, in Vegas gives you like 1 in 1.4 million odds to.
Ron?
What could be worse than the Colts quarterback situation? Spencer Rattler as your starting quarterback. The New Orleans Saints will have the worst record, giving them the number 1 pick and the ability to take Arch Manning if they wish. Just like Archie.
Ooh.
Just like Archie wanted.
A conspiracy.
Oh,
That is a Arch.
Yeah.
Throws no touchdowns passes this year.
Mm-hmm.
the Mannings have never manipulated the draft where one of their players. Oh, never mind.
Would never enter their mind. No.
Never
Yeah.
mind. Speaking of the
Joe?
Manning, I will go with the New York Football Giants,
Ooh.
which will lead me later on down about a man Jackson Dart here in a little bit.
Yeah, a couple giant questions coming here.
All right, Ron. Las Vegas Raiders over under 6.5 wins.
Over and in the playoffs.
Oh! He just answered 19, the last one almost.
In fact, I did.
Yeah.
Believer in Pete Carroll, are you?
Yes, I am.
Joe?
Now, Ron, this is a serious question. The Raiders quarterback is going to be, it's Geno, isn't it? Geno Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to go under, but I'm just going to say they're going to win 6.
That's very possible.
Keith?
I had a plus. The last 3 years are 6, 8, and 10 wins respectively. That's going to be quite a drop off if they go from 10 back down to 6.
I missed one in here. Okay, let's go back to the one I missed. Tyreek Hill. 80.5 catches, 5.5 touchdowns. Who's got Joe over or under for that?
I'm going to take the under on Tariq because that is what is going to get their coach fired. They're just not going to do of getting him the ball and doing things, and the Miami is going to be now. He won't get fired probably this season, but at the end of the season, Miami they will move on from him,
Which is a shame because he's entertaining.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Keith.
I took the over, and the over. I think he's going to catch at least 1 touchdown pass for each of the kids he had last month.
And I was waiting for that.
Oh,
Keith Farrell, everybody.
Ron, you got to follow that up.
I think it's going to be like the old college things where they're like, we've got to get him the ball 2 or 3 times a quarter. And so for that reason, I'm giving him the over and over. I see like tunnel screens and bubble screens and all sorts of things to just, because really their offense is not necessarily that dynamic otherwise.
And who's in their division too. So I think that has a little bit to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, let's go to New York. Jets or Giants, both better record. Both have 5.5 wins. Both at 5.5 wins for the preseason. All right. Let's start with you, Keith.
Jets, better record.
Okay. Ron?
As opposed to Joe Sperlin, who does not believe in Big Blue, the New York Football Giants, I am taking them because I think they're going to get Jackson Dart fever. And and I will tell you when on the next question.
Me too.
I'm going to go with the Giants. They're both going to be under 5.5, but the Giants are going to be more batter. As I will answer on the next question.
I think there's a certain population that would completely understand them.
Yep, totally.
Okay. Well, Ron, I'll give you this one. Week first, Jackson Dart start.
So I was going to employ strategery and be all brilliant. And so I looked up when their bye week was, because that's a great time. Joe, you're a football coach. You know, you always use the bye week to put the quarterback in. Guess what? It's week 14. There's no way they can wait that long. So, Joe, I used a thing that was taught to me by math teachers like yourself called division. And I divided 14 by 2 and came up with 7. So week 7.
Week 7
will be the first Jackson Dart start.
Let me continue off that.
Well, actually, let me say Game 7. I should be more specific. Game 7, which is the same since their bye's not coming.
We'll get Jackson Darts. The Giants will be 1-12. On the bye week, they will fire the coach and they will make the move to next year, and Jackson Dart will get his start to finish out the year. So what would that be? 3 games?
See, that surprises me. I figured, given your ageism, you'd say that Russell Wilson would, strain his back putting his house slippers on in, week 2 or something.
Oh, but when you got famous Jameis, you're going to let him get in there and get hammered for a little bit, too.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
So you got
Just
week
for the
15?
entertainment value of New York, they're going to put Jameis in there.
Is that week 15 then, Joe?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Ron's right. Week 7 or 14 is the bye week.
Uh-huh.
That's horrible. All right, Keith, what you got?
I got week 6. I don't see New York having the patience for Russell Wilson's mediocre, lackadaisical, no fire.
Doing this to his receivers after they ran the wrong route.
Being frustrated to his receiver. I cannot see Russell Wilson handling. I mean, he had the world in the palm of his hand at one stage of his career, and boy, did he let it go, and he just never did return to form.
It was poetic.
And it's week 6, Russell Wilson out.
Hey, Joe, has there ever been another quarterback who has gestured to a receiver that they ran the wrong route more than Russell Wilson? Offhand, I can't come up with anyone.
No.
To me, he's kind of like the all-time leader.
Peyton Manning was pretty good on it, but
He was good at that, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
But Russell looked just as confused as the receiver did. Like, were you in or out? Because I'm really not for sure either. Peyton just signaled one way. Damn it! It was an out. It was an out. Russell Wilson will be 37 at the end of November. So he's up.
It's time to start his pitching career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Team with the lowest preseason betting win total to make the playoffs. What's going to be your surprise team this year, Joe?
I'm going to go with the Chicago Bears, who are at 8.5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I tipped my hand, Tom, with the Raiders, so you can basically skip me on that.
All right. Keith, who you got?
I don't. This was kind of a tough one for me. I I guess they're a surprise team if I say I think the Redskins are capable of really doing some amazing things. Was it Jaden Daniels? Is that their guy? Where do you go to some podunk school down in Louisiana? I think.
Louisiana Tech.
There you go.
But I think they can really make some noise, and they've got the division to do it in, and I think, you really like the way he played and can lead that team. So that's my surprise team to come out of the NFC.
All right. They did Commanders or Redskins this year?
Oh, they're Commanders again.
They're the
Okay.
Reds. They're the Red Commanders.
Pretty much.
They're almost there. They're almost back.
There's a giant Indian peering over the stadium, though. They're getting ready. It's
All right, let's go back to Kansas City. Question 20. Do the Chiefs get a new stadium or do they remain there at GEHA? Keith.
I think they'll get a new stadium. It'll be in Missouri, maybe, possibly.
Okay.
you're not.
Ron just gave me a look. So yeah, since it's really a non-on-field thing, it's more of a political thing. That's not my arena. So yeah, they're going to get a new stadium in Missouri.
Okay. Ron, this sounds like it's up your alley.
I say Clark Hunt is overcome by the fact that his dad was so instrumental in building GS/Arrowhead, and they stay put. Hopefully, again with a roof from Jason. And then if the Royals leave, the Royals go to Kansas, and where Royals Stadium or Kauffman is now becomes Chiefland with roller coasters, life-size Travis Kelce's, and the voice of Len Dawson narrating everything. So like when you go to the restroom and push the button, you'll hear Len Dawson say, "Dry hands now."
Does Taylor take up residency in this Chiefs village?
She will play the opening concert on the first night of Chiefland. Yes.
All right. Joe, what you got?
I think my record is pretty clear on this, but if there's anyone that understands what I'm getting ready to say, it's the fine people of St. Louis. And we've used this several times on this podcast, but I think in this case it exactly fits this. Greed, for the lack of a better word, is good. Greed is right. Greed works. And that will be the same for the Kansas Chiefs out by the Speedway.
Out by the racetrack.
Mm.
3 different answers, Tom.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Tom Mathis, considering your legitimate and very come-by-it-honest bias against the NFL, we want to thank you very much for asking us those questions, because we know you did it with a kind of figurative clothespin over your nose.
Exactly.
And
there is a 21st. There we have the measurable.
Oh, the measurables.
Yeah.
The
Oh, I'm
predictable.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot the wild card. Go.
You got it. You're first up.
Oh, I'm first up.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a twist on my on one of my predictions from the New Year's Eve show. I predict we will have our first NFL suspension for microfixing.
Oh.
And it could be something like, let's say, a quarterback's first pass of the game is incomplete. Hey, there sure was a lot of money bet on his first pass being incomplete. Something like that. There will be a gambling microfixing style suspension.
Sanders sailed that one into the
Exactly. There will be the first suspension for microfixing in NFL history.
I would say, everybody else has. Why not?
Yeah, that's right. Joe?
I had kind of already said mine. Enjoy this time of Travis Kelce. This will be his last season.
Kelsey?
And as someone said, perhaps the last of the Kansas City Chief dynasty.
Okay. Keith?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say Mike Tomlin is going to have his first losing season in Pittsburgh.
Ooh. Wow.
Which is
No
just
thanks
amazing.
to Aaron Rodgers.
And they will have an on-field blow-up at some point.
Yeah, that has to happen, right?
You would think so. You would think so.
Okay.
All right. So now that we have completed the wild card and everything, Tom, thank you again. And we are going to hear from Jason and the folks at First Coast. When we come back, we will give our Week 1 NFL picks. We will recap Week 1 in college football, as well as our college picks. A quick look at the Cardinals and City, all coming up when we come back.
At First Coast Steel Buildings, we stand out by combining cutting-edge engineering with a family-first approach to customer service. Every building is custom designed, ensuring a perfect fit for your location and purpose, while our galvanized steel guarantees durability and resilience. Contact Jason and his team at 912-314-4848 or visit their website at firstcoaststeel.com. From fun to practical to industrial, First Coast will provide a custom solution to any building need. From fun projects like a backyard bar or she shed to an industrial storage unit for your business, First Coast has you covered. Visit their website at stcoaststeel.com or give them a call at 912-314-4848. Discounts for military and first responders.
And we are back on the St. Louis Sportus Podcast. Joined by Joe Sperlin, Tom Mathis, and Keith Farrell. My name is Ron Cook. And it is time for Blue Horseshoe's Corner, where we take a look at 5 NFL games and 5 college games coming up this weekend. Take it away, Blue Horseshoe.
We have 5 games here for Week 1. Now, we say these are strictly for entertainment purposes only. If you're wagering on the NFL, you are just waiting for heartbreak.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and go. The Chiefs and the Chargers at Brazil Friday night. Is that right, Brazil?
They're hoping to avoid kidnappings.
Yes. The Chiefs
Taylor
minus
Swift will not be there.
3. Taylor will be there with a large, the probably most security ever known.
The entire army will be guarding her.
Yes. The Chiefs minus 3. Ron, what do you think?
This is the fool's gold game for the Chiefs. They look shockingly good and win because the Chargers aren't all the way back. But it's, like I said, it's a fool's gold win. Chiefs win. Cover.
Keith, what do you think?
Yeah, I say the same thing. Well, the real Justin Herbert, please stand up. Who was that guy? Where's his evil twin?
Tom, you do not partake in this, do you? I didn't think so.
I do not.
Hey, your picking probably would be just as good as our. If you're wagering on the NFL, you might as well just pick.
Just flip a coin.
That would be hilarious, Tom. You'd beat all of us by doing no research.
Just flip a
Yes.
coin. Heads
Just
is the home
because.
team. Tails is the away team.
Just
That would
because
be
the NFL
fantastic.
wants to start things out, I'm going to go with the Chargers and the Fighting Jim Hardables. Speaking of fighting, Dallas and Philadelphia. Philadelphia minus 8. I'll start this off by saying there's a lot of problems in Dallas. Philadelphia will win by double digits.
I agree. Eagles win and cover. I wanted to be all clever because I do like some of the things that Schottenheimer's done down there, but just not enough to invest.
Keith, I will say this. This is the typical NFL game that you're like, there's no way Dallas covers this game.
I know, but I think this is a statement punishment game. This is Dallas and Philadelphia. Any other team on the schedule, Philadelphia might put in a backup or two and like 3 minutes to go. No way. They're up by 30 in the fourth quarter. Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley are they're doing a push at the goal line with seconds to go. No way Philadelphia eases up on this team.
This is when Foghorn Leghorn uses the ping pong paddle on the dog. Can I still say Foghorn Leghorn on a podcast? Okay.
That's
good,
the audience
Ron.
might have to look that up, but hey.
The Steelers at the Jets. I believe this game is like a featured game, like the NFL didn't know he was going to sign with the Steelers. Steelers -3 at the Jets. Keith, what do you think?
I think the Steelers will salvage this one. I don't know. It's kind of a flip of the coin game. But yeah, I'll take the Steelers in this one. Don't have a whole lot riding on either team in New York right now.
Ron?
This is the one where everyone goes, "Oh, that's where DK Metcalf ended up." Steelers win and cover.
I believe you are correct on that. They're just going to be, as they were saying, this is better than what's going on in the Jets. But Ron, your team, the Detroit Lions at the Packers of Green Bay. Green Bay -2.5.
This is my third. This is the fourth game we've done, and this is the third road team I am taking. I am taking the Lions to come in. You have to remember, a couple years ago they ambushed the Chiefs in Week 1. So the Lions are a good first game team based on that, which is a statistical sample size of 1.
Yeah,
Lions win, cover.
Keith?
I say the same thing. The Lions are just way too balanced, and they're just so potent on offense. And what's going to slow them down?
Not Micah Parsons.
Not Michael. Yeah, and, with a needle on his back too, or something like that too.
Right.
So I say Lions cover.
I will go against that. I will go with the Green Bay Packers at home. The excitement of being there and Michael. Is it Michael? Micah
Parsons. Yeah,
I know, but I was doing like Jerry Jones right there. Michael.
Yeah.
And then I have to go with Baltimore if that's my pick. Is this the Sunday night game?
It is. Baltimore makes a statement. I agree.
Baltimore at the Buffalo. Buffalo -1.
I think too many people are just kind of preordaining this as the year of Buffalo, and it seems like whenever that happens, that team never really comes through. So, Baltimore.
I think Baltimore is just so tough, and I think Buffalo is more of a finesse throwing team, and once they get punched in the mouth, I don't think they can recover.
There's our NFL action. So, hey, while we're here, let's go on to week 2 of college football.
And Tom rejoins us.
Tom is back. Hey, there were some dandies week 1. I'm going to leave that featured game last. I'm going to go from the bottom.
I like this.
We've got Arizona State at Mississippi State. Arizona State -6.5. Tom, we're going to go start with you since you're ready to go.
I'm going to go with Sun Devils. I think Mississippi State just doesn't impress me yet, so I'll stick with Sun Devils.
You're not feeling the need for more cowbell?
No.
There you go. Ron, what do you think?
I picked Arizona State to lose one game this year in our college football extravaganza, which means they're sure as heck not going to lose to Mississippi State. They win and cover.
Oh, Keith.
I'm going with the home team. I think these games early on are going to be testing those young pups, and Mississippi State wins.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to say this. The last 3 games versus the Big 12, Mississippi State is 0-3 versus the spread. But they're at home. The SEC, it just means more. Give me Mississippi State +6.5.
More cowbell.
Iowa at Iowa State. The Battle of Iowa. Iowa State -3.5 at Ames, Iowa. Ron, we'll start with you.
The real winner is anyone who doesn't watch this game. Iowa State wins. I still believe that Iowa will continue to run a prevent offense no matter how flashy they say they're going to be. So I'm taking the Cyclones. Do they cover? Yeah, they'll cover.
There you go. Keith?
Iowa State covers 100%.
Tom?
Iowa State covers.
In memory, not so fast, my friend.
He's got trends. Here we go.
At home, straight up, they've lost. The home team has lost the last 6 games. Give me Iowa plus the points, 3.5.
The trend is stopping this week.
Oh,
That'll never go on forever.
that is some excellent research right there.
And
Great
then
research.
Michigan is going to Oklahoma. The Sooners minus 5.5. Tom, what do you think?
That spread really surprises me that Oklahoma's giving up that many points. I'm going to take Michigan, and I think they'll also win outright.
Oh, Keith, what do you think?
I think Oklahoma covers that.
Ron?
I think it is a damn shame that Keith Jackson is not alive to announce this game, because I can hear him talking about the Sooners of Oklahoma and the Michigan Wolverines on these ABC stations.
I believe it's the first time ever in regular season. Is that correct?
I never remember these two teams playing. This is a really interesting matchup. Sooners win, and I'm going to say that Bryce Underwood is not ready. And you might say, Ron, is that sour grapes because he decommitted from LSU? Yes, it is. It is.
Hey, if we
Oklahoma
learn
wins
anything
and
from
covers.
week 1, an experienced quarterback at home versus a freshman, non-experienced quarterback on the road. And it just means more at the SEC. This pains me to you don't know to what ends of the earth. But hey, it's business, sweetheart. Oklahoma minus 5.5. Illinois at Duke. Illinois minus 2.5 on the road. Keith, what do you think?
Oh, I just love the way Illinois is just carrying that momentum. Not to put a whole lot of stock in their Western Illinois win last week, but they look good enough to go into Duke and cover.
Tom?
I think they'll go into Duke and cover as well. I think they'll win.
Ron?
They cover, but barely. It's uncomfortable. It's a Rodney Dangerfield, like tugging at the collar, uncomfortable, kind of like you're in the fourth quarter and you like look at someone that you're like they're not gonna mess around and lose this game.
They're not going away.
But it's one of those.
I like to refer to those as sweaters. I enjoy sweaters.
It's a sweater.
Do you know Duke? Duke, where's my pencil? Duke is 6-1 against the spread versus the Big Ten, like in the past years. But all 7 of those games are against Northwestern. Illinois is not Northwestern. Illinois plus the points. So you sprinkle a little loose change on Illinois and Iowa on the little home or road dogs. So, and then the big one, KU at Mizzou minus 6.5. Tom, do we need to even ask you?
Well, I mean, you can always ask. Mizzou continues their season with another punching bag, and they'll handle the Jayhawks very easily. They'll cover and win.
Is this the Mizzou by not 6.5, but 650? If they could?
Yeah.
Why did you go for 2 at the end? Because we couldn't go for 3. That's why. Keith?
Oh, I think Purdue looked fantastic. Wouldn't be surprised if that line moves. But yeah, I think Mizzou's going to cover double digits. Kim, sorry, nothing personal.
That was Dr. Kim Simons.
Ron?
Not so fast, my friends.
Uh-oh.
We have discussed how, again, in the early season, the experienced quarterback trumps the inexperienced quarterback. And the Kansas quarterback is in his 3rd year. The Mizzou quarterback is,
game-ish.
Yeah, exactly. Kansas wins.
Wow.
Kansas wins money line. And I think that, two things I want to throw in. One, the inexperience, the quarterback experience gap. And two, the Mizzou kicking situation is going to take points off the board. And that could be decisive.
Could be. Yeah, good points.
The dog is 10-5 against the spread with 8 outright wins in this series.
Mm.
But in the SEC, it just means more. If it stays underneath a touchdown, give me Mizzou, and I think it will. I think Mizzou, like Keith said, I think Mizzou wins 7-10 points. M-I-Z. And that, once again, I freaking picked Mizzou and OU, but this is business, sweetheart.
It is. You know what?
I went 2-3 last week, so
Joe, this is emotional maturity that you're showing. You're able to separate, the head from the heart, and and apply that mathematical brain of yours. Nicely done.
yeah.
Thank you, Blue Horseshoe. Well done. And again, no one does research like Blue Horseshoe. Switching gears in a very dramatic fashion, Tom Mathis, the St. Louis Cardinals apparently won tonight, which is shocking. 69-71, 17 behind Milwaukee, 6.5 out of the wild card. Are you ready for the playoff percentage?
Yes.
According to Fangraphs, 0.3, down from 0.6 last week. So, that's a 50% reduction, right, Joe?
That's right.
Thank
but there's
you.
still a chance. You're telling me there's a chance.
Yeah. 0.3. If they're like, yeah, will this operation work, Doc? Well, you've got a 0.3% chance. Tom, why should we care about this team for the next month?
Well, I would like to say that we're going to see some youngsters play, but we've supposed to have been seeing that all year, and it hasn't been as advertised, in my opinion. I mean, you're seeing Gorman get some time in at third. That brings me to a big question. Where's Arenado? I thought he's going to be back like 2 weeks ago, and he still hasn't come back. So I guess he's probably going to be done for the year. So
yeah,
how's that hurt his trade value?
You've got to think they reach a point of no return with him. Like they probably got a date circled, and it's like, hey, if you're not back by September X, you know what? Why don't you just get the golf clubs and get your stuff out of the locker?
Exactly. And then I heard him talk about, well, he can go down for a minor league rehab. Well, the minor league seasons are almost over, so there's not going to be much rehab going on. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm fine just playing Gorman. I'm really fine with that. And then I'd like to see Crooks play a little bit more. Get him some playing time in there. So, just see what you have.
Keith, I'm not a big fan of numerology, but I did notice they gave Jimmy Crooks number 8. They didn't give him like number 62. They gave him number 8.
The Gary Gaetti last number 8 we had?
Or was Nick Punto, maybe?
Nick Punto. Ugh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, that's a permanent number, though, I think is what you're going at with that. And,
yeah.
I'm going to share a stat that I heard today, and I think we may have brought it up last week or just in private conversation. But games that Palante, Fetty, and Michaelis have not pitched, the Cardinals have the best record in baseball.
Oh.
I mean, if that's not a testament to stubbornness in the front office, I don't know what is.
Miles Michaelis was the winning pitcher tonight, Keith. What are you saying about tonight's winning pitcher?
Every blind squirrel finds a hook one.
Yeah.
That epitomizes what happened his entire career outside his first season. That epitomizes his whole career in St. Louis.
I have a pop quiz for the sportists. According to the stat that everyone loves, weighted runs created. And for those of you that listen that don't know, weighted runs created is an index. 100 is your average major league player. So if someone is 115 or whatever, that means they're 15% better than the
average
player at that position, and it takes into account park, all sorts of things. It's a very good stat. According to weighted runs created, What Cardinal batter since the All-Star break is their best hitter? Keith Farrell.
Gorman.
Tom Mathis.
Pedro Pajes.
Joe Sperlin.
Lars. I can't go against Lars.
Tom Mathis. Nicely done. Pedro Pajes is their best hitter since the All-Star break, according to weighted runs created, which just makes you want to cry if you're a Cardinal fan.
Willie McGee just fainted.
It's as they like to say, it's come to this. And then, our final Cardinal topic, it came out today. We'd mentioned before that KMOX has Ali Marmal on every Tuesday, which is a bit of a unique and different thing. I got to give Ali credit for going on there every Tuesday. Today, he brought a guest, hitting coach Brant Brown. And Bernie Miklas, who never shies away from, as they say, going right there, Bernie said, so tell us about Jordan Walker. And Tom, he didn't hold back.
No, from the comments that I've heard, he was pretty blunt about it. And it sounds like they're, taking the kid gloves off of him and giving him some tough love. I mean, he told him that the comment was that he's not preparing enough. And hopefully they've been talking about this behind closed doors. You can't just come out and say this in public. So hopefully they've said it to him behind closed doors. So that's very worrisome to me.
And probably several times they've had that conversation.
Exactly.
As a coach at this level, and when you're dealing with kids, it kind of haunts me, number one, because I've been stewing on this all day, all right, since I've heard this. Number one, as a coach, is to prepare your hitters, okay? Your job is to get him in that video room and make sure he's there watching those videos, making sure he's not doing what you said he was doing, that's coming to the ballpark unprepared. That's more of a testament to coaching. And I think Brant Brown's gone next year. Okay. I think he might be saying what he can't say. I think Chaim Bloom has already made his decisions about the coaching staff for next year. And because why would you say that about Jordan Walker? Jordan Walker mysteriously not in the game tonight. How did Jordan Walker become the punching bag for the Cardinals this year? Now, listen, his approach at the plate sucks.
He has 5 home runs.
Played ball, watch ball. You cannot take a low and outside pitch and try to drive it to the left side of the field if you're Jordan Walker. But that's what he's done for the last 2 months of the season. And I don't know if that's preparation as much as it's coaching, but get him out of the game. You got to take him out of the game before that happens.
Did you hit his other comments were about the whole team where they're like, you guys are seeing more fastballs than sliders. And they're like, no, we're seeing more sliders. And just the disconnect between the players and the coaches it's kind of concerning. And then last week when I relayed what John Denton said about Mason Wynn, so add that to today's stuff. It really bothers me.
And Tom, go back 2 weeks to what you said about, Herrera saying he wants to catch again. Oh, by the way, have you noticed that there's like 4 catchers in the minor leagues that are like our top prospects?
Right.
I liked one of my favorite memes I saw this week was there was a famous scene in Mad Men where Don Draper had been drinking heavily at an awards thing, and he came back and he still tried to do a pitch, and it's him with like his hair messed up, and he's standing in front of a thing or in front of a whiteboard, and the meme said, "Here's our concept: we play catchers everywhere."
Well, I mean, Snooks, Deerbergs, and Kenricks all have butchers, openings for butchers. And if Herrera and Pajes and Bozo, so give me Jimmy Crooks. Let's just move this thing forward and stop playing these guys who are marginal at best at their positions that they came up with.
I'll tell you who's not marginal at best. That's MLB correspondent at large Joe Sperlin. What do you have? What's going on around the league, MLB correspondent Joe Sperlin?
The Yankees catching fire, 7-3 again.
Watching them right now.
Yeah. And
Winning.
once again,
They're up 6-1 against Houston right now.
I hate to bring this up again. The Royals remain 2.5 games out of the wild card.
What the hell?
You gotta stop that. You gotta stop that, Joe.
I know.
Well, and they're one of those teams that'll, it was like last year. They'll get in the playoffs and knock out some good team in one of those 3-game series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Well, so what I've decided, I'm going to spring this on Keith. We're going to give City as much time as they deserve, which is 60 seconds. So let's just call this the City Minute, Keith. Can you get all your thoughts? Hey,
Yes. In fact, it's about 30 seconds.
Okay, no, let me give the setup, and then you can do your 30 seconds. City lost 3-2. The deciding goal was an own goal. I'm not kidding. We kicked it into our own net to lose the game.
Boy.
The current record is 5-17-6, good for 26 points. We're now 6 points behind Sporting Kansas. Only 2 points over last place L.A. This Saturday we play Dallas, who is only 1 position above Sporting Kansas. And in other words, another winnable game coming up at Energizer Park this week. Keith Farrell, you're on the clock. Go.
All right. This was another winnable game, 100%. Own goal, fallacies in your own defensive end. And this was supposed to be a position that they addressed. To me, it's coming down to a position of preparedness. And I will leave by saying this. As much as there's been beat up on crucified Jal Klaus, it's absolutely deserved. He had 4 scoring chances and netted 0. And if you're going to pay Klaus and Leuven to score goals, guess what? Score freaking goals. And I think everyone in St. Louis is ready to say goodbye, pack your bags, get out of here.
And that concludes the City Minute with Ron and Keith. And it also brings us to the last call, brought to you by, if you would like to sponsor the last call, contact us at our website, stlsportis.com. You can hit us on our Facebook page. You can contact us on Twitter or Blue Sky. Joe Sperlin, what's your last call?
I saw this today, and I had to reaffirm this, but the Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles, Dude Wipes has become the official presenting partner of the Tush Push.
Oh, dear God.
Did not. That is the truth. I did not make that up. And that's all I've got to say about that.
Hands up, step away.
And by the way, anybody want to take a guess of what the Dude's Wipe mascot's name is?
I'm afraid to.
Deuce.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, there you go. And hey, good night, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Sperlin. Tom Mathis, please, I would say cleanse us, but I don't know if that's even appropriate at this point.
No, I don't think so. My last call is going to be a couple things from the Cardinal game. Miles Michaelis was the winning pitcher. He pitched 6 innings, 67 pitches, and they took him out. If it had been Libator or Palante, they would have kept him in there 67 pitches through 3 innings. And again, I don't understand, what they're doing, really. Miles is used to the innings. The other guys are still trying to build on it. So I don't understand what they're doing there.
Tom, he's not a qualified starting pitcher. He doesn't have enough innings to be a qualified starting pitcher. Did you know that at this point in the season?
Well, he showed he had 136. So yeah, I was shocked by that.
No
just
kidding.
He could easily win another inning tonight. So, and then the last thing is we were discussing Brooks Robinson from I believe the 1970 World Series.
70 World Series against the Reds, yes.
Nolan Garman tonight, very similar. He made a play lunging to over the third base bag, throwing back across his body to first base to throw the runner out. If he can do stuff like that and hit like he has been lately, he should be our third baseman.
I think he is one of the safest Cardinals going into, we've talked about unloading left-handed bats. I think he's very safe right now.
I hope so.
Yep.
They can get rid of Lars and some other ones, but he should stay.
So next year's depth chart is
here's
permanent third.
But here, I have heard multiple places that they may have to include Donovan in a trade that gets rid of Arenado to kind of sweeten the deal. It's like, okay, we're going to give you this all-star who can play, 6 positions to take this
$35 million, $25 million.
To take this gigantic anchor off our back.
At that point, you just got
Mr. Farrell.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's interesting that you say that, Tom, because the Red Sox have this history of swallowing bad contracts. The Carl Crawfords, the
blows Sandoval.
I'm thinking of the lefty the Cardinals almost signed.
David Price.
Starter. David Price, thank you. The Red Sox swallow those contracts and just move on. And the DeWitts are not all. I mean, the closest they came was Dexter Fowler sending him to California. Dexter Fowler and Mike Leake, yeah. Because Fowler, what did they owe him? Like $16 million, and they swallowed 15, right? Or something like that.
And then he gets hurt, and then the Angels get that insurance policy on his contract.
Yep. Mr. Farrell.
What a great college football weekend it was. Kind of bizarre in a couple different games. So just a couple numbers to run by. So Bill Belichick had a run of 511 career games in the NFL and only allowed 47 points as the most points he's ever given up. He allowed 48 points in his first game as a D1 football coach.
Ooh.
Great stat. And the other stat was, and I shared this with you guys in our text chat, but I just want to show this to everybody. So Nick Saban had 235 games at Alabama and lost 4 times to unranked teams, whereas Kalen DeBoer has coached 14 games and has lost 4 times to unranked teams.
I need to listen to Feinbaum today. Sparlin, did you hear did Legend call today, Joe?
Yes, and I have not heard it, but it's supposedly a classic.
Okay.
I think people in Alabama are going into Gulf Shores and just walking as deep into that ocean as they can right now. And I don't know what's happening, but that's...
I was thinking
5 in his last 10 games.
Yeah, I saw that. I was thinking about the first episode of Friday Night Lights on the TV show when Coach Taylor loses the game and gets home and there's for sale signs in his front yard. I can't imagine what they're doing to Mr. DeBauer.
By the way, he has a $70 million buyout.
Oh, what? I guarantee you there are Alabama boosters that will literally walk in with their checkbook.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
As Feinbaum said, Texas A&M paid $76 to get rid of Jimbo.
He's another one. Didn't he say he was getting the itch too, him and Ed?
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck with that, Jimbo.
Yeah.
So for my last call, I am revisiting a little story that we have been following that I alluded to earlier in the podcast, and that is Major League Baseball and the Players Association. Okay, they've agreed on something. What have they agreed on? They've agreed to extend the non-disciplinary paid leave for Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz until further notice as the league continues its sports betting investigation into both Cleveland Guardian pitchers. They were placed on paid leave through August 31st, so they had to do an extension. So basically, they're not pitching for the rest of the year. And Joe, this is a great name. You mentioned these guys earlier. The Ohio Casino Control Commission, OCCC.
Oh, yeah.
They received the intelligence at the end of June about the suspicious activity. This is what we all know, where they were gambling on the first pitch. But the real telltale thing is the Guardians have cleared out the lockers for both of them. So I don't think they just cleared it out for the year. I think they cleared it out, and I think it's legitimately possible that before 2025 is over, the two of them will be banned from baseball forever.
I do not disagree.
And so that completes one of my predictions from the New Year's Eve podcast, that there would be a major gambling scandal involving players. And that concludes a mega episode of the St. Louis Sportist. Joe Sperlin, thank you, sir.
Always enjoy talking sports with the Sportist.
Tom Mathis.
Another great time. Thank you, guys.
And Keith Farrell.
Happy football weekend, and season.
And thank you. We really do appreciate all of you who listen, watch, download, and everything. We will be back next week with another episode of the St. Louis Sportist Podcast. And until then, take care.
And that wraps another episode of the St. Louis Sportist Podcast. Please like and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest episodes. You can find these guys on all major podcast platforms. And thanks for listening.